one West today, baby. I'm one West today, baby. I be one West to the death today, baby. One West today, baby. I'm one West today, baby. I'm one West today, baby. I be one West to the death today, baby. I be one West to the death today, baby. Ain't scary. So lot of everything. Speaking you see, you fucked up. Barely stop the hearing me. I said shit, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar that you listen to, get your heart running. This car gets you looking at. Get a dividend to this car. Get a king of rich. I be doing so much shit. I tell you, you're phenomenal. Knowledge is knowledge. I'm trying to make right. This is funny. I'm trying to get rid of politics. What's in this? I'm in shit. My heart walls. I put them on every college. The politics and the logic. The politics. They vagina so we can check on my psychologist. It's kind of how you use my situation. When your politics and your take what all I get is all competition is so Lord said, You got the video. You got the videos though.
Rolling with the haze, that's what I'm all about. In my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' be critical. This message should be easy to get go and critical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Can't catch me learn words. Just with me in my heart. It's true in every word. Bring light into the dark. Night never lukewarm. Shit I blazing in the seas. Got the way to move with dogs. Just gotta watch you on me. Not been walking with the pace. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas say it's free. Criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby that's all better deal with some back off. I be bringing shit like Sacklo. Dumb dogs all fucked up. I say I'm comfortable. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I ain't taking the stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down with something. Felt so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He said he in the truth, oh yeah, bro, it's the home. And I don't hate your brother, I'm just belong to my own. Plus fucking sweep my legs. Shit, I be thinking. Watching my daughters up in their beds. They so smart. And a lot of she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies. And they glad and usual. Now listen, cause I'm about my father's business. They ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 years. Never cease. See what God was in this world made me weak. I found out that the truth was spilling. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach all my little girls the dead thing. Now with a man, they better bring your blood and bed sheets. Chaos makes the time. This blood, that's my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take them out, but I'll get them in this house. We'll take a check. 144 and then black switch on some hitman shit. She called me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ass why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I'm on this shit like a rocket tank. Loyal to the king. The devil say hey, but bitch I'm loyal to the king. Bring it out, bring it, we say loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I'm on this shit like a rocket tank. Loyal to the king. The devil say hey, bitch I'm loyal to the king. Bring it out, bring it, we say loyal to the king.
The earth is given to the hands of devils. And we see the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. The only got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't ever got to be the devil. I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Give me a goose in the bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep it feeding. And then he tried to show you, make sure that you leave me leaking. He said, I want to hold you there when powers pop up. You got me moving this dope, want me and lock up. He said, don't you want to be the further move? It's not good. Stop, bitch, you getting that kitchen. Let it rock up. Bitch, let it go, especially when it's pop up. I know you won't rock. Plug from by the back up. I tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Brian got a Lexus crib in Philly and Texas. He put the little house, just got a live for his mama. Fucking up the drums, being honest, we seeing he's been though. I hate you, but I just seen Brian about a week ago. He ain't looking too good, his knees kind of slow. I asked him why he's struggling, he got stuck in Fort Struggle with these 6 hollow chests in his legs will make him crumble. Bitch, he got a house with mama is living low. Said the fast took it all, he right back in the hood. I said he tried playing, he gave us crack in your 80s. Made us support our babies and make hoes out of ladies. I know you got me ready, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's going to take more than cost, but never makes me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't face me. I guarantee that you won't regret it, but I said it. No, you can get it. What you saying? I can't win it. No, devil nice try, so until we need it. I ain't like the God of me to death. You still landed in the devil. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we see the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. The only guy high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't like the God of me to death. I ain't religious, superstitious. When people getting fucked up until it sound like a mistress. Police control the mob because prison became a business. And murder one of us and start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's something because we got public resistance. This just ain't hell, dog, what is this? When was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush type bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Buster Obama. But when we lie, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die harder. So some people call it karma. When dress return, y'all gon' get this harvest like the farmer. But tell family don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to set it was yours, but it's not a Chicago. I changed my life, and I was trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I was supposed to push pills, I gave up my fight. So if the officer, why you wanna take my life? Hanging on, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming after he got a knife. He came from my baby spot, he was chicken and rice. Shit's straight, like this big vision was like Scott. And straight line, light brown, like hot girly. Every dog is small belt, the nigga open Sterling, Jamal McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Mama Robbins, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Mama Robbins, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't like the God we together. Angels still landed in the ghetto. The earth was getting to the hands of devils. There was in the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. The only guy high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't like the God we together. I ain't like the God we together. Angels still landed in the ghetto. The earth was getting to the hands of devils. There was in the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I spice at the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I pray for the eyes of the devil.
Give me Exodus 22. And how in the hell do you try to take this Bible and use it for it? But you stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of the Israelite. You should have destroyed this book, you dumb so-called white people. Instead of going around and telling you use the Bible is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Excuse me, everyone, I have a brief announcement to make. Jesus was black, Ronald Reagan was the devil, and the government is lying about 9/11. Thank you for your time, and good night.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem. No one really tried to keep it on the there is no contact to one all of this together, so let's come together now. So we can end this forever. I don't want to go to school. I'd rather read up on my head and study all the lessons. Just so our people make no mistakes. Money and drugs is destroying our lives. They say the angel is going on. Instead of fighting for rights, I've been fighting for our land. Now we're fighting for the man who's so right to their plan. It's ridiculous how the government is such a Christian. The law, they break the law. I said, man, I take the law. My homie, I take the law. It's the only first person I'm the worst in the house. Man, my niggas charged up like alcohol. Stacked up like alcohol. This boy's not on the front line. Stacks like I'm acting like I was born to be in the house. Because we try to keep it on the roof of the It's a life right, cause it's the last call. Christ going back and he's in the church of Saul. It can happen while he's shopping, walk around the mall. Where you from? Where you at? Babylon the fall. Who's Everybody fall, playing low. They'll join me. We're in the mix of war. But it's the Holy One. I see the Holy Tongue. Yahweh, Yahweh, I got the most high power. I ain't need a gun. I'll be out there ripping to the skin to come. His praise for the children, they get a crumb. They ain't hear me, they ain't feel it where I'm coming from. But I ain't on everybody who had to trust you, but I ain't like coming back, not a hell not. I don't want to be able to try to stop me. But you thought that I wasn't going to blow my voice today. Fuck all of y'all, like Jesus voice. Good, just be trying to keep it. Because they call so much music. Blinded by the joke, we can't see clearly. Some they rather shoot us all, they all like us, they very no. They want to see us over, because they can't go take the joke, but I can feel it in my soul, they won't be real on myself. Try to stop the joke, but they deny it, they do so I can feel it in my soul, they won't be real on myself. Really, the cookie try to keep it on the local, but they can't go to kill it on myself. Blinded by the joke, we can't see clearly. They rather shoot us all, they all like us, they very no. They want to see us over, because they can't go take the joke, but I can feel it in my soul, they won't be real on myself. Try to stop the joke, but they deny it, they do so I can feel it in my soul, they won't be real on myself. Having that thing where you made the right go right. Working.
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people ride. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
From the Bible, from the customs Hebrew Israelites. That's right. Every morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Let people speak.
Yup. Yeah. We up. Most High Christ, Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Thumb. Yahweh Shema Thumb. By Shemel Shabbat to all the brothers and sisters. You understand? It's the Israelite school, the UPK. You now tuned in live with letting Hebrews speak, man. I am. You understand? I'm Captain Carter. I'm around. Of course, you know, holding it down for General Hazayan today. You understand?
Big up to all the brothers in South Cali right now. I miss y'all, man. I wish I could have been out there with y'all. I know y'all had a ball, man. They just had the black and brown cookout out there in California. They just brought blacks and Hispanics together in a major way under command GEN.YAHANNA and the UPK, man. So shout out to all the brothers that's out there. Shout out to Captain Dalha. Big up to Karak, Kwam Wall. You understand? Y'all was shot. Big up to y'all brothers that's out there. All y'all brothers, if I'm forgetting y'all names, man. You understand? Out there in the California camp, raising up all the brothers out there in California. Y'all know how we kick off the show every Monday. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Go ahead and get that for me, Thumayam. Yeah, I'm joining in the studio with Priest and Officer Thumayam. He holding it down with me today. You understand? We gonna get it in. Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It's like gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Say, yeah, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We always go over the scriptures just to let you know, man, it's time for black people to come together. And listen, like I just said, California, the California camp in the Israelite school UPK just brought black people together with Hispanics in a glorious way. Because what's going on right now, south of the border, you got caravans coming up with refugees, our Hispanic brothers who refugees of war and oppression. They trying to flee and come to safety to have a better security and survive so their children can survive, so their wives and their grandmothers can survive. And this white man, this devil, does not desire them, man. He don't desire them. These white devils in America don't desire for Hispanics to survive, for them to live, for them to have a normal life, not to have to live in an oppressed nation, a corrupt nation filled with drugs and violence. You understand? Where bloodshed is warranted just by the rising of the sun. You understand? Just because the sun rises up, it's war. Day and night in those places where our Hispanic brothers live because of drugs and the white man's oppression with his hand in every single society all across this earth. The white man don't desire for our Hispanic brothers to even seek peace, man. So we have to gather ourselves together with our Hispanic brothers, man. When it say gather yourselves together, it's talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And you know we got to go into this stupid, silly holiday that you finna get fat and fill yourself full of the nastiest pork and the nastiest dishes that your grandmother done made since you was a goddamn baby. This filthy Thanksgiving, man. What do the Hispanics got to be thankful for when Donald Trump said he gonna treat rocks like bullets because they trying to survive? Their country is in full-out civil war. It's drug wars going on. Gangsters took over the whole country, and now they trying to seek to survive and have some type of peace. And so you gonna come up against them. They throw rocks. Donald Trump said we're gonna treat them like bullets. They're gonna slaughter. They're gonna try to slaughter and aim to kill our Hispanic brothers like they slaughtered our Native American Indian brothers. We have to gather together with our brothers and sisters, man. We are the ones who have to join our families together and join our households together so that we don't have to be stressed and die and suffer psychological damage because of all of the corruption of America and the hatred from the white man. You understand? Read on, huh?
Come. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth.
Before the decree bring forth, because guess what? Our king on his way, man. He on his way. We don't know when. We don't know what time. We don't know what day. But our Lord is coming, man. As this earth turns every day and more signs are shown that these biblical prophecies are coming to pass, our king is coming. That's the decree that's going to come forth. Where the Lord sent our King, Yahushua to avenge us of this place, of all the crimes. But this is why he's not going to come if we don't come together. If we keep looking at the Hispanics like they not our brothers. If we keep looking at the Hispanics and the Native American Indians like their plight is not black people's plight. Like we don't look at what's going on in Haiti like that's our problem. I was in this goddamn, sitting in this little conference, this coalition conference with this black man that's talking about going to help Palestine. What the hell are we going to go help Palestine for? Has Palestine ever helped us? Why the hell are we running to go help Palestine, a place that has their own army, a place that has their own military and their own economy? You want poor Negroes in America to march for Palestine. The hell are we doing that for? The Hispanics, our brothers, man, that's on the border. We need to help them. We need to gain security for them. Otherwise, we're going to leave it up to the white man. And if we keep shunning our brothers, man, Christ ain't going to return. Christ not returning just for black people, for Negroes. Christ not returning just for the Negroes in America who were slaves brought over here. Christ returning for blacks, Hispanics, and the men and women on the reservations. Our Native American brothers, our true Native American brothers, not you simple little white people talking about, oh, I'm half Apache. My mother Apache. Nigga, please. We ain't talking about that. All right, drop that. Y'all know we finna run that. We about to take us to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. Understand Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. These are the two bedrock scriptures we use every single Monday morning. Break the open of the show with it. You understand? Just to let you know, just to give you understanding. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. There is one body.
There is what?
One body.
There's one body. Only one body in Christ, man. Christ not dealing with everybody. Christ not dealing with no fake Hebrew Israelite group. Christ ain't dealing with no fake Christian church. Christ ain't dealing with no fake Muslim mosque. He ain't dealing with no fake conscious coalition. He ain't dealing with the Democratic Party. He ain't dealing with the Republican Party. He ain't dealing with the Black Lives Matter movement. He's dealing with the I.S.U.P.K. You understand that? There's one body. And we all over the world. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this shit the whole show. We all over the world. We all over the world now, man. It's been a true blessing, man, merciful from the Lord for me to be able to see in my short time here, see us raise the banner, the I.S.U.P.K. banner in Trinidad. Right. Trinidad and Jamaica and the UK and Canada and all these other places. Shit. Listen, man, we're going to have that banner all over the world. We all over the globe. One body. Go ahead. And listen, all over the world, we rocking the same. Matter of fact, keep going. I don't want to skip ahead.
In one spirit.
In what?
In one spirit.
All over the world, we what?
One spirit.
We in what?
One spirit.
All over the world, we in one spirit. We got one vibe on us. And it's a miracle to see and to really know that the Lord is with the Israelites through the U.P.K. And you know, when you see a brother that ain't never, ever been to headquarters in New York, ain't never been to Harlem, ain't never been to One West, you understand? Ain't never really been around the brothers yet. He is somewhere in some shanty town in Jamaica, and his vibe straight up like our vibe. Like he was raised among the brothers. It's amazing to see how that spirit move on them brothers in the same spirit we got. You understand? They rocking, they started, look, it's something crazy. And over time, brothers know we walk the same. We all walk the same. Everybody got their little stride, their little, they little step from the world or whatever. When they come to truth, we all just mold our body. We all just start walking the same. We all got the same bob. You understand? Because we in the same vibe, man. We one body. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Because all over the world, black men and Hispanic men and women are starting to wake up and realize that this truth is the only hope that we have. They starting to wake up. They starting to realize it, man. They starting to realize that I ain't no goddamn African.
Right.
Africa ain't never helped us. What we helping them for? We're gonna wake up and realize that through the spirit of the Lord and the leadership of Commander Gen.YAHANNA and all the generals and captains in the school, we going out to them street corners and waking the spirit up in blacks and Hispanic men and women and Native American men and women. And they started to realize the truth is our only hope, not marching, not voting, not none of that. It's this Bible, this truth. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. Verse 5. One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
You called into this truth. What are you taught? Read it again.
One Lord.
It's one Lord.
One faith.
One faith.
One baptism.
One baptism. Read it again.
One Lord.
One Lord.
One faith.
One faith.
And one baptism.
One baptism. I'm finna brainwash all that. Read it again.
One Lord.
One Lord. Go ahead.
One faith.
One faith.
One baptism.
One baptism. They talking about we brainwashed and all that. Yeah. I don't believe in multiple gods. I came into this truth. I found out the only hope I had to survive out there in the world where I was getting crossed over by people I thought that was my friends and getting crossed over by people I thought that was my family and getting effed over by the white man every chance he got through the police and all of that, being addicted to drugs. I found there was only one God. It's only one Lord, Yahweh. Ain't no multiple God. Ain't no goddamn Christmas. Ain't no Thanksgiving. It ain't no Easter. It ain't no New Year's. None of that. It's only one Lord.
Right.
What else?
Come, sir.
One Lord. What else?
One faith.
One faith. You believe in Lord? Prove it. You say you believe in God, you love God, prove it. Prove it, youngin'. Do something. Faith without work is dead. You say you love the Lord, you got faith in God, do something about it. Let me see you do something. Let me see you raise up some camps. Let me see you dressing all black for 90 days. Come on, man. Let me see you dressing all black for 90 days. I'm talking black from your head to your toe. Right. For 90 days. Let me see you give up weed. Let me see you give up cigarettes. Let me see if you give up whores. Right. I'll give you one better than that, Dummy Young. Let me see if you give up loving white people. That's right. Let me see if you give up loving white people. You say you got faith in the Lord. Let's see if you're gonna stop loving your oppressor. What else?
Come, sir. And one baptism.
One baptism. Let me see you hold loyal and teach the things we taught that's been taught since 1969. Let me see if you're gonna stay loyal or if your simple behind gonna go off and start teaching what the hell you think is right. Right. There's only one baptism. You understand? Let me see you stay loyal to what you was taught. You understand? And a man having multiple wives. A man can have multiple wives in this truth under the Most High through the scriptures. Right. Let me see if you're gonna go off and disrespect disrespect the men above you, disrespect the fathers above you, the heads above you. You go off and teach brothers and sisters brothers coming out of the world that they gotta have one woman like the white man teach. One baptism is what you taught. Let's see if you're gonna stay loyal to what you taught, man. Or if you're gonna be a filthy Christian. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're gonna be a nasty, whore-loving, pork-eating, shrimp cocktail sauce dipping Christian, man. Drop that, right? We got a video. We're gonna go on this real quick. It's real quick. But I want to start. I want to start doing this, man. We just show the foolishness and the hypocrisy of the Christian church every segment. We just show you something new. We just gonna laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Well, all you old black people running to the Christian church, you understand, on Sunday, doing your little dances and you know, all that type of movements and stuff. Listen, we just gonna get the video off of Facebook and we just gonna laugh on you top of the morning. Top of the morning, I'm gonna have my coffee. I'm gonna have my good breakfast sandwich that my rib made me with the eggs and bacon, and I'm gonna put on the video and I'm gonna laugh at your Christian behind for what in the hell you got black people food and doing. Now pull up that video. We gonna listen to this for a second.
Let me see. Come.
You know what you got.
Come.
I'm saying? Once again, man, big shout out to the brothers out in California. You understand? With the whole black and brown barbecue. I ain't missing the next one. I'm definitely not missing the next one, man. And just think of how important that was. I ain't think of the sight it was to see black brothers coming together with Hispanics in a place in LA where blacks and Hispanics kill each other. Or for those reasons. Gang wars start and gang wars go on and on and on between blacks and Hispanics. They don't like each other. They kill each other. You understand? Full out race war between brothers, man. Blacks and Hispanics be brothers. And see, this is how mighty and how important it is for blacks and Hispanics to come together. Because we take over California. We overrun California, man. You understand? Here we go. Come on with it. It's going a little slow.
Small, sir.
Huh?
I make the screen a little small.
Go ahead, make it a little small. Is this the one with the woman?
Oh, you know, with a woman? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know the one I want, the one with the whole call of the preacher.
Oh, come.
That's the one I want right there. We gonna last with his ass next Monday. Whatever the hell he talking about.
Come, sir.
I can tell he put on a real show. But let me know when you got that video ready. You understand? We finna go into that. Give me Ephesians. While you do that, give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5. While you setting that up, man.
Come, sir.
About to set it. All right, here we go, right here. Now hold up. Where's the sound? The sound pump. Now y'all check this out. Y'all might see the Salaki for the bra. You know what I'm saying? More of what she's saying. But of course, you're gonna realize why this bra look like this. You understand? Hold up. Get that sound going. So we're gonna set this, I'm gonna set the tone for him, right? This is something. Well, pause it real quick. This right here, pause it real quick. This right here is she a sister, but she a whore. You understand? And when you look at her appearance, you see that she's a whore. Now you can't expand the video. Can you expand the video? Would it work?
Yeah, come, sir.
All right, no, so I'll give you a second. Now she a whore. You know what I'm saying? And she calling her pimp. She calling her pimp because the pimp ain't paid the bills. All right? The pimp ain't paid the bills. Let's see who the pimp is. Let's see who her pimp is. You understand? Who she holding for. All right? This is a certified, this is a goddamn certified whore. She even said, I'm a whore. Independent. You understand? She has no shame. She has no shame at all. All right, go ahead, play it.
Come.
Let's say the volume on. Let's say that the speaker was closed again.
Speaker.
The volume on the TV. What's going on?
We connection, sir.
Now, listen. All right, stop. Now, if you couldn't hear it clearly, you understand, this is the bride is saying. The bride is saying, she finna call and leave this cat a voicemail. This cat is the pastor in the church. She said she's gonna leave a voicemail. She said, I've been blowing your ride all week. when are you gonna pay my rent? She said, if you don't pay my rent, I'm gonna tell all the people in the church how to pastor like the stickiest rod in young girl's mouth. That's what she said. You understand? And then he said, if you don't suck my rod, this is what he's telling her. If you don't suck my rod, you're gonna miss out on your blessing. That is a pimp. You understand? That is a pimp. She threatened him on the voicemail saying, if you don't pay my rent, like you said, for me blowing your rod all week, you understand? She said she gonna go down to the church and tell the whole church that the pastor like to spend his money on hoes. And that is a certified hoe right there. That's why you brothers better watch out for them sisters with that multiple color hair, man. That multiple color hair is a sign. You understand? Of course, she's sitting half naked on the bed. She's a certified hoe. She's a prostitute. And the pastor is her pimp. You understand? The pastor in the church is her pimp. And we got hundreds of stories like this. We got hundreds of stories like this. And I think every time of the show, we should just show more what the Lord showing you about Christian churches, man. Everybody know that the pastor is a whore-loving pimp. Everybody know that. You ain't hear the whole say with your long gator shoes. You understand? Like she going on it. You understand? That whore is dangerous. He done went and got sex from that whore and he ain't paid her. And that's the worst thing you can do to a whore. A whore make your life, a whore is about money. You understand? If you don't pay that whore that money out, she coming for that money. You understand? She gonna get you in some type of way. That's why the Lord said this, that a whore is a deep ditch and a strange woman is a narrow pit. That is a grave. You understand? A whore put your ass under the earth, and she about to throw his ass under the church out. You understand? If he don't pay that rent. He probably done paid that rent though. He probably got that voicemail thumbing him and went and got more than church money. And when it got that, listen, these pastors out here in these Christian churches is paying strippers rent money with the money you putting up to this pastor. That tithe money you giving that pastor that he's supposed to be using to help the poor and help the sick and the homeless, he's paying strippers rent with it. Good. He's making it rain on the strippers. All your church money. Give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5. Give me Ephesians, go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5. For this you know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person.
He said no what?
Whoremonger.
No whoremonger. A whoremonger is a man that loves whores. It's a man that turns women into whores. Not only these Christian preachers turning the sisters in the church into nasty hoes. When they leave the church, they're going to deal with real live nasty whores. Females who know that they hoes and who say that they hoes. Ain't got no shame. What the Lord say? A shameless woman shall be counted as a bitch, as a dog.
Right.
That's what the Lord said. That's in the Apocrypha. Ain't no whoremongers. Read it from the top.
Come. For this you know that no whoremonger.
No whoremonger. Go ahead.
Nor unclean person.
No unclean person. You unclean. You dealing with whores. You an unclean person. The preachers is unclean. They filthy. They filthy. You understand? They filthy, unclean. You got to understand. Christians don't obey the laws of the Bible.
Right.
When you deal with a woman, when you spill your seed out your rod, you are unclean. This nigga unclean in the church, teaching, dancing up and down, touching people. Dancing up and down the pew, touching people and healing people. Unclean. You are unclean whoremonger. You are unclean trick. Read.
Come. Nor covetous person, nor covetous man.
This is the characteristics of a preacher. A whoremonger, an unclean person, a covetous man. This is a preacher, your preacher.
Right.
This is your preacher. Him. And a lot of times you want to get confused. The preacher might say, like I seen the video where the preacher's like, oh, you can't be no cross-dressing here. Whatever you do out there is what you do out here, but not in this house. Nigga, you ain't fooling me. You still, listen, The Lord said this, you got to be righteous in all, paraphrasing. You can't be righteous in one thing and let the people eat pork. Right. Someone that eat pork is just as filthy as a transsexual. They just as filthy. A man that dresses up like a woman is just as filthy as an old lady that's wrapping Christmas gifts. They just as filthy. They both disgusting. You understand? You got to be righteous in all. If you're going to kick out the transsexuals, you got to kick out all the pork eaters. You got to kick out all of the goddamn people that love white people. You got to get the white people out the church. And goddamn, you can't have sex with strippers. Shit, if the transsexual got to get out, surely you need to walk your behind out of there, paying off prostitutes, paying prostitutes rent. You understand? And how shameful, listen, how shameful you to get a broad, call me, I listen to my voicemail, right? I listen to my voicemail, it says, you have 3 unheard messages. And then this nasty broad get on the phone saying, you don't pay my rent for sucking your blah, 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 blah. After you said I was going to get a blessing, brother, I will feel ashamed. These pastors don't care. Like, these are some filthy, wicked niggas, man, that we dealing with, and that black woman is giving all of their money to. Your woman is giving money to this pastor, and he's going to a whore and paying her rent and her cell phone bills. Putting all the colorful weave in the head, man. This nigga is not a man of the Lord. He covetous. You understand? He's covetous over your wife. That's what it means to covet. To want something, to have a lust for something that does not belong to you. Right. It don't belong to you. How many times, how many stories have we gone into of preachers having sex with men, wives, the husbands coming in there, shooting the goddamn preacher during the prayer, all of that, man. Because he has a lust for something that don't belong to him. And I'm going to tell you something. That power that that preacher has in that church, over those black and Hispanic people in that church, that power and that obedience don't belong to that preacher. Right. That's why he lies to keep it. That's why he seduces women to keep it. It don't belong to him. Read on.
Come with concert. Who is an idolater?
Who is an idolater? Come on, man. Come on, man. This is a preacher. A preacher is all of these things. He's all of these things. He's a whoremonger. He's unclean. He's covetous. And he's an idolater. The cross and that almighty dollar bill, Benjamin Franklin, that's his idols. Them is his goddamn idols, and that's what he worships. And he'll do anything to get it. Read on.
Come. Have any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of the Most High?
He don't have no inheritance of the Lord. He don't have nothing that the Lord is going to give him. Ain't everything, he's taking everything from the children of Israel. He's taking it, and it don't belong to him. So when it's time for the Lord to really start handing out his reward when our king returns, it definitely ain't coming to him. You done already had your riches that you stole. You filthy preachers stole your riches. And listen, this ain't just for Christian preachers neither. It's for all these silly behind black leaders, man. They got the same spirit. If you're not teaching this truth, and you going off into your own ideology and your own philosophy, and you controlling masses of people in your audience, these are the reasons why. Because you a whoremonger. There's a woman that you having sex with that don't belong to you. I don't give a damn who you are. Young women, you getting money from people for being an all black power leader, and you ain't teaching this Bible, you doing it for your own reasons. And a lot of times those reasons is to have an orgasm. You understand? I mean, it's just point blank period. I wish it was more to it, though, my young, but it ain't. You just a whore-loving trick of and covetous. You understand? That's all. I wish it was more to it. I wish it was more math. I wish it was more arithmetic to the whole equation. But that's just the point blank spirit behind these black leaders, man. They whoremongers and they love money. That's it. Done. It ain't nothing to you. Any more of that? Come, sir.
And Salaki, like I said, the Lord ain't gonna give you nothing. You getting everything from Satan. You getting everything from the white man. So when it's time for the Lord to truly bless the men that's been loyal to him and the men that have obeyed him, you ain't getting a damn thing.
Right.
You won't inherit anything. Everything you done received been out of the hands of the white man, who is the devil, the agent of Satan. You got your reward. The respect of men. You understand? The honor of the sight of men. That's your reward. And it's time for the Lord to reward, to increase the men that stood so strongly against the wickedness and the corruption of American society all across the world. You ain't getting a dime. You ain't getting a crumb. You understand? If you're sitting somewhere waiting for something, you're going to be asked to get up out your goddamn seat. Because you sat on top of black people and help the white man destroy us. And the Lord ain't giving you nothing for that. Any more on that?
This is verse 6, sir.
Come on.
Verse 6. Let no man deceive you.
Don't let no man deceive you. We can stop right there, right? Play the video one more time. Let's see if since it's spun, see if since the video had time to what they call buff up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll play more smooth. It's only 50 seconds.
Go ahead, come, sir.
Play it. Let's see if we play again more, so we can hear. Let's see if we can hear more clearly what you said before we go to this next scripture. And if it don't play, we just drop.
Come, sir.
Here you go.
I got to unmute, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out why the fuck you don't pay my bills this money, nigga? You want to pay my internet fucking phone? That's why you fucking shut your people off. That's why you know why I'm giving to a whole church how they fucking dancer like the queen. And some niggas shit talking about they want to accept you. You know, this out of my best. Like, how do you tell me?
Stop it.
Fucking get
Look, and listen. The woman said he got fixed to carry. And the woman said, the hoe said this. The hoe said, why you ain't paid my bills this month? Meaning he been paying her bills for months. He been paying them for months. Months and months and months. You understand? He been paying his whole bills, man. Meanwhile, it's somebody in the church that's going broke, that's suffering, giving their last to this filthy, nasty trick of a preacher. And this is what he's doing with it, with a nasty hoe. That is a nasty, foul-mouthed hoe that you listening to. You understand? Ain't got no shame. And your pastor love her.
Right.
Pastor love her. He paying the water bill. He paying the Pico bill. He paying the phone bill. He paying everything, man. Meanwhile, somebody in this church starving. Give me Hebrews 13:4.
Come.
In the church starving while your preacher, he going to have a good old time with that nasty hoe. You understand? And listen, man, that goes to show you too. Hoes only love money out. Like that is a hoe is a very, very dangerous thing to a man. A whore is a very dangerous thing to a man. You ain't got that money out, that bitch turn into Satan.
Right.
You ain't got that money out, that bitch turn into Satan. You got that money, she's all, hey, big daddy, this and that, smiling, you know what I'm saying, do whatever you want. You ain't got that bread. Brother, she turned into Medusa. Turn into Medusa, man, leave them nasty whores alone. I can't understand why these cats like these whores, man. You end up having to kill the whore, man, for what she'll do to you. She'll do something disgusting to you. Lie on you, get you locked up forever for not paying her. I remember, man, if I could, I'm gonna share something with you, man. I got a little general house in me. I'm gonna share a story. You understand? I was at this slavery yard, and we had to come back. You know what I'm saying? I was doing security, and we had to come back to the office at the end of the night. And so I can come back to the office, I go home, I get a phone call from one of my superiors while I'm trying to sleep.
You understand? Saying, I got to go down to some police precinct to be investigated and fill out a report. I said, for what? He said, you just got to go down there. They just going to talk to you. He said, you're not in trouble. He said, but everybody that was on the shift last night got to go down there and they got to, you know what I'm saying, they got to question you. I said, he said, it's mandatory. I said, man, all right, man. So I get down to this police precinct, right, man? I get down there and the white man come in. He said, yeah, Mr. Such and Such, just want to ask you a few questions. Where was such and such? Did you see him last night? When did you see him? Let's talk about my coworker. He said, you seen your coworker? When did you see him? Such and such and such and such. I said, man, I seen him when we started and I seen him when everybody left. I ain't seen him again. He said, yeah, because a woman is suspecting, is saying that he raped her in the middle of the night. And I leaned back in my chair. I said, what? I'm like, what the hell is going on in my mind? You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is going on? I knew the cat too. Shit really shocked me. You understand? But this is what happened. In the middle of the night, he found him some hole around the neighborhood we were securing. Got a job from her and ain't paid her. Did not pay the hoe. You understand? Silly brother. Silly, simple ass brother. We did that while he was at work. It's beyond me. But my man, that hoe came for his ass. Not only did he not pay her, she said, oh, you ain't gonna pay me? She said he raped her in the middle of the night. I'm telling you, like the Lord say, the Lord is so right out there. Whore is a deep ditch. She'll put you in a ditch out. Let's stop playing with them whores out. And your preachers, they ain't gonna learn. They ain't gonna learn until they ass in the grave. You understand me? Read that scripture. Salam.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable.
Marriage is honorable. What is marriage? When a man and a woman have sex, that's honorable, man. For a man to take a woman, ain't nothing wrong with that. In the UPK, we do it well. So lock you. No, we know how to raise up a woman and take a man, marry her, and become a husband. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning what? It's honorable because why? I'm going to have to deal with all the goddamn problems. That's why. It's honorable. When I take this woman and I marry her and I put her in my bed and I take the most valuable thing she has, and then I become the authority over all the problems and everything that she has. That is honorable for a man to do. To where she ain't nobody else's burden but me, but mine. Read on.
Come, sir. In the bed undefiled.
In the bed undefiled. The way you deal with your woman in that bed, whatever you do with your woman is between you and your woman. That's y'all business. You understand? The bed is undefiled. You deal with her right, man. That's good, man. It ain't undefiled. What's defiled is, let me keep reading. Go ahead.
Come, sir. But whoremongers.
But who?
Whoremongers.
A man that love whores and turns a woman into a whore. Go ahead.
And adulterers.
And adulterers. What's an adulterer? A man that has sex with another man's wife.
Right.
Or a woman that has sex with a man that's not her husband. Go ahead.
The Most High will judge.
Yeah. That bed is defiled. And the Lord will deal with you for it.
Right.
And let me tell you something. A whore has more than one husband now. A whore has, what, 10 husbands a week? Do you think this whore in this video, do you think that preacher is the only man paying her bills out? Like, don't be fooled out. A whore loves money. And there's a lot of money in a lot of pockets out here. There's a lot of pockets with money. That preacher's pockets ain't the only ones that got money in it. A whore has many husbands. You sleep with a whore, you defiled. You defiled that bed. That bed is defiled. You understand what I'm saying? A whore. You turn a woman into a whore. You had sex with a whore. As soon as she sleep with you and you ain't her husband, she's been a whore on her husband. You understand? And the Lord going to judge you. The Lord going to judge you. This judgment right here, her calling into that church, this is how silly black people have become and how brainwashed we've been with Christianity. That whore walk into that church and accuse that pastor, and then people in that church will whoop that whore behind about that church.
Right.
Like you ain't going to come here talking to the pastor. You know why? Because he been dipping into other whores in that church.
That's right.
You understand? And they going to whoop that whore about that church. They going to get that whole smooth about that church, and that pastor going to be able to come up there and you see this. This is the reason why we got to sanctify Jesus.
And they gonna believe his stupid behind, and he gonna have more people in the church. Because everybody, listen, she ain't the only hoe that's gonna walk in that church. There's hoes sitting all around that goddamn church. Them other hoes gonna be looking at her like, who does hoe think she is? All these hoes, man, in the goddamn church. Who this hoe accusing my pastor? I love my pastor. I love my pimp. You understand? She just gonna look like a hoe that wanna leave her pimp. That's all. That's how they looking at it. God gonna deal with you. The Lord gonna judge you. He gonna punish you for it. You understand? And good night. How the Lord will deal with you is, you know, something to be seen. Something to never want. To Lord to lay judgment on you out. That's something you don't want. Give me last one. Give me Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 31.
Come on, sir.
Just to go to show you exactly what we're talking about.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And that thou buildest thy eminent place in the head of every way.
Thou buildest an eminent place in the head of every way. What's the head? First of all, what is the way? The way is the road. The way is the street. You understand? What's the head of every way, of every road? What's the head of every way, of every road? It's the corner. It's the corner. What's on every goddamn corner? An eminent place. What is an eminent place, Tamayo? An eminent place that's on every corner in the black community. Go ahead. Sir.
That Christian church.
A goddamn church. That place with that pew, with that steeple, with the cross at the top, it's an eminent place. Right up here in Philadelphia, our school at, right up on the goddamn corner is a big ass church. Excuse my language. Huge church. Am I lying? Sitting right there at the head of every other guy. Listen, the road come this way. It's a road that go this way, and it's a road that come this way right here. And we lied to my young. And at the head of that way, what is it? A big church sitting right here. I'm pointing at it right now. You understand? The Christian church at the head of every way. Go ahead, keep reading. No, go ahead. What you want to say?
Right, sir. We got that nasty powder house next door, T.D.JAKES.
Come on, man. But see, but listen, this the one on the top. He right here on the street. That one right there is on the corner, like the scripture said. And there's more of them like that. Go ahead, keep reading.
Come on, sir. And makest thy high place in every street.
Make a high place in every street. Like you said, Thammayam, in every street they make it a high place. Some filthy, nasty Christian church. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. It has not been as a harlot.
And has been as a harlot. Read it again.
It has not been as an harlot.
Read it again. Let me get with you.
It has not been as an harlot.
As a harlot. What's a harlot? A harlot is a harlot.
Right.
That's what. Listen, you call a woman a harlot, she's gonna be offended. That's a good way to cut a broad. That's a hoe. You're gonna be like, you hoe. People say hoe too much. Women call themselves hoes. Like, you a little hoe. They think it's funny. I'm gonna call you a harlot. She gonna be like, oh, this nigga just called me a harlot, man. She gonna want a fight there. Call her, you get you a good hoe, man, coming up there in the streets. Like, you have been a harlot. And put a good H.A. on that thing, throwing yo. Let her feel it, the harshness in that goddamn. You a harlot. She going, man, she going to faint. She going to want to kill you. You call her a harlot. That is a good word to use. Words is powerful. Let me get where you at. You at 1632, right?
31, sir.
Nah, don't say, oh, come. Go ahead. Keep going.
And that thou scornest higher.
And thou scornest higher. You understand? You not have been as a harlot, meaning this. A harlot is a person that has sex for money, a whore. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't want to be higher. You know what I'm saying? Thou is not wanting higher. Read it again. And thou scornest higher. Meaning you're not trying to be high. You want the money, but you ain't trying to be high. Read on.
Come on. Verse 32. But as a wife that committeth adultery.
Listen, you're not like a harlot. The Christian church is not like a harlot that, you understand, does things for money. She hired sexual favors. She hired for money. You ain't been like that.
What have you been like? Read on.
But as a wife that committeth adultery.
You've been like a wife that committed adultery, which is worse. A whore knows she a hoe. Like that hoe on the TV. She knows she a hoe. She ain't scoring it higher. She knows that's her job. She's hired for sexual favor that she get paid for. Right. She ain't scoring it because that's what she do. When she on that telephone, she like, hey, I sucked this and that for a month and you didn't pay me. She ain't scoring it. She like, you hired me and I want my money.
Right.
But, read it again.
But as a wife that committeth adultery.
The children of Israel in these Christian churches ain't been like no harlot. We've been like a wife that committed adultery, which is worse. Because a wife supposed to be loyal to her husband. Brother, listen, if you have a woman, you know the woman a hoe. When she tell you a hoe, it's not gonna hurt. But you get with a broad out that seem right and righteous out, and you find out she whoring you, that's gonna crush you. That's how the Lord feel about us being in the Christian churches. It feel like he'd have been with a woman that he thought was good and right and honorable and loyal. Whole time this bride been dealing with another man. Brother, that'll make you want to kill a woman. I'm so lucky. That'll make you want to do what the scriptures say and bury up to her neck and find the nicest rock you can throw. A couple of them. That's how the Lord feels, man, about it. We ain't been like no harlot that scorn is higher because a harlot knows she's supposed to be hired for sex. A hoe knows she a hoe. And you know a hoe when you see it. So when you deal with it, you ain't that bad. You're like, I knew she was a hoe when I met her. You understand? But a woman that see that play like she's good and great and loyal and dedicated to her husband and go off and fall on you, brother, that is a painful feeling. I don't never want a brother to feel that type of pain. But guess what? Our Lord feels that pain while we in these goddamn Christian churches. Giving our goddamn money to these filthy tricks. Dealing with these hearts. You understand? Read on.
Come, sir. Which take of strangers instead of her husband.
Who is Israel's husband? The Lord. Yahweh is Israel's husband. You understand why? Because as a nation, he raised us up and taught us statutes and commandments like you would raise up your wife. You would teach her things. You would raise her up. You would teach her. You would nurture her. You would punish her when he do wrong. The scriptures say the Lord has been as a husband to us as a precept for this, man. He protects us. He defends us from other nations. But we acting like we're dealing with a man that's not a husband. Dealing with Christianity. Our people being in Christian churches and Catholic churches and believing in Democrats and Republicans in American society, we dealing with a man that's not our husband, man. You understand? As a nation. The Lord personifies the nation of Israel as a woman, the daughter of Zion. That's how he personifies. Understand? We done whored on the Lord with this Christianity. Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 33, they give gift to all whores.
We give gifts to whores, just like this preacher. His gift is that money, paying that rent. You give gifts to them whores. Them whores ain't doing that favor because they like you. A whore doing something for you because you got to give her something. You got to give her something, man. You giving her that money. You paying them bills. You paying, getting her clothes, getting her bags because she a hoe. You give gifts to all whores. That's what you do with a hoe. Go ahead.
Come, sir. But thou givest thy gifts to all thy lovers.
We played the hoe on the Lord, and we give the gifts to our lovers. Meaning, if you're going to be a whore, you the one supposed to get paid. But Israel, believing in Christianity, we've been a whore on the Lord, and we paying them. We believing in the white man's doctrine and we giving white people everything. You understand? Believing in other religions is the Lord personifying as you as a wife being a whore. I ain't never taught you to celebrate Thanksgiving, ever. You giving all your gifts, you cooking and stirring and bringing your families together for another man, not me. Brother, that is heartfelt. That shit is no joke. That's how the Lord feels. Like you done did everything for your wife, man. Everything for her, taught her things. And she's gonna go give what you taught her and it made her beautiful. And you're gonna give all that beauty to another man, to another nation. That's how the Lord feels. Read on.
Come, sir. And hires them, that they may come unto thee on every side for thy whoredom.
They may come to thee on every side for thy whoredom, man. You hire somebody else for you to be a whore. You want to be able to do the things white people do, you go to white people to beg them for it, to be a whore. And it's because of this Christian church, man. It's because of this filthy Christian church, man, that we're doing these things. Why people go vote? Who puts vote? Christian preachers. The same people that's paying the preachers, the same man that's paying a prostitute is telling you to go vote. The same man. Same man that's getting his rod blown by some nasty hoe is telling you it's okay for you to kill your child and have an abortion. The same man. You understand? You telling them to come unto you for your whoredom. Any more?
Come, sir.
That's verse 34, right?
Verse 34, sir.
Right, we're going to drop it right there, man. These Christian preachers is filthy and disgusting. We're going to take a quick break, play a couple songs, you understand? And we'll be right back with Let the Hebrews Speak.
Come. Come, sir.
Taming the truth and boss in it, made niggas recruit. Had the shit light on the false image, you can pay all court. And who the fuck was screaming to words? So, what is? You don't really start affiliate with shipping and script. You feel me, nigga? This is that hip hop. You won't stop that weak shit. I won't make sure leave with some hip hop. When the last time I heard this roll, when I wish force with the earth and African blood, this fall. We win the war, and I want to take it this fall. Got no pitch on this class at home. Only angels want trust that you got myself. Can't let me nobody told. I want to feel me, nigga. Let the wicked weak and the legal fail. God never could 50-50. I should never wait to see the sale. Let the righteous cross sellers know the trigger. I'm rebel without a cause, as long as I'm a good player. Singing the nigga, the only thing on my agenda. Yeah, boy, he get up. Middle finger to the one that trying to destroy me. Revenge of beauty of a bitch. So that bitch she can't eat that she join me with it. My God, and yeah, you know, we got for a single one. I'm good to you feel me, nigga. And the odds until I stand still. Wanna wait for the colony, bring it back to the end here. With everything I drop, heavy as an anvil. So you understand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fucking quality, gotta be one man rich. And the rest loose, see, never stay on calculating my next move. You became a real nigga soul. Bitches in my eyes, people that fight. Screaming, God bless the underdog, down by the left. I live by the protocol, walk my faith, out my sight. Ain't no overthrow, like the simple war, resist when you pour into a war, you never let. I'll feel endure, intellectually, sure, intellectually swift, I will spit, I hear that, what's that super call, until I deception, I lead against soldiers on posting every direct, all soul like a John Sheffield, drinking a restless, I'm on it like a cabinet, I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase tracks today. It's not
You understand? You have found a new breed of Hebrews and stand and walk with the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High. And we don't care. We got to go again. We stand before this truth. You understand? We done took them all on and we'll continue to take them all.
Surviving like Edomites, lost the truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see it right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, puzzle ships who had to plead for life to us to a place where ain't never safe there. Functioning up to all our children up in daycare. Fresh out of sleep, but we still thinking that daycare. Cause in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed and died for that same custom. Took away our history, believing that we get lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, it's like kryptonite. Brothers won't free, the robber liquor shit tonight. Praises to the Most High. I ain't like most guys. I saw the future, but I learned from a program. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican history, and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelite, cry for an Israelite. Move for because we're Israelites. YAHANNA, so all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelite, cry for an Israelite. Move for because we're Israelites. YAHANNA, so all my Israelites.
YAHANNA, sons of power, rise from the gentleman, Satan, one of the powers. The seal of the Lord and found in church cowards. Never dying on my knees like no coward. One of these days, somebody going on your fringes. You're going to need to show you can prove it in the scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the pension. I'm a silent victim, I'm a silent the kingdom. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms. Never get treatment, son, he gotta sleep with. Stop telling centuries so long, that ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. Your mind be raised, it will drink a light. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelite, cry for an Israelite. Move for because we're Israelites. YAHANNA, so all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for an Israelite. Blood of an Israelite, cry for an Israelite. Move for because we're Israelites. YAHANNA, so all my Israelites.
Can't be on the front lines, Lord, in different trenches. Making sure I'm election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons, protecting our adolescents and answering all the questions, teaching the bloody reflection. No matter what the complexion, we got a common connection. I'm on God's Israelites. A shot of your resurrection through us the key of perfection. Choice to give life, take sacrifice, battle even every fight. Short days and long nights, let's sleep in more fights. More wisdom, more strife, telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites, die for my Israelites. We're dead because Christ paid the price, so we're ready to give life, the life of an Israelite. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites, blood of an Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Because we're Israelites. SHALAM to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites, blood of an Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Because we're Israelites. SHALAM to all my Israelites.
I'm the one written harder, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brilliant, vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. There's never been anybody. There's no affiliation, why they thinking this ain't for the way and we are prepared for the imitation. I be vacillating, but this ain't like heavy rotation or radiation. Time to spread the whole and rages. Cause I'm running through the travel like my niggas are raging. Shit ain't only travel, none of them is my occupation. You wanna be the best way to see what's going on. We're ready to go up and just like the wind ball. We're ready to know we're not. Push back to mid-ball. Everyone knows that we got to shoot for you in the face. So lost, overtaking our enemies. Moves calculated and illustrated like symphonies. Smooth operated, bringing haters to misery. Time for the same shit, left to mention me. Yeah, that's why people associate. Niggas making more fuck niggas while they procreate. While they overhate when their time is short, the moment late. Let it correlate to their heart racing and overtake. Time to perpetrate like they lose focus respectively. Talking intellectual, all people receptive. Space. There's no way I'm from there for. There's no way I can match it. My power is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just a rock that wants to rock. I'm not enough to go every time. I don't want to feel scared. I ain't stop feeling what you make me take. Ain't got you fear. Whatever. Finish in the paper. I'm trying to put my hands with you. All that bullshit. You can take it all day, but you rather be a house boy. I don't want to be slow. Niggas throwing the pit at first. You might be first skills. Niggas second skin soul. Like the niggas. No affiliation. So we go to your hair. Purpose to the Lord's laws. And just get it to a man, nigga. Ain't put aside. Cause you know that you ain't crippled with these bars. I'm on my person. So bear with me. You spit cold. I spit flow. You can't sickness. You won't die. I'm scratching your head. You can't creep in the walls. We can't trip that horse on the bus. You're history like the gun got a blood with it. I'm right different. The competition just a minute. I'm bad different. I stood front line on them fields. I'm blind different. I'd rather be a corpse than a collar. I'm different. I'm not different. I'm like a juggernaut, so don't get in the way. And we take everything serious. We don't play. I understand what they gonna say. Shit, we make profits on the streets like the NBA. Switch the sides, niggas, we ain't on the same page. I'm making the exception. These niggas bitch made. I'm sticking with the foundation where my first laid. The switch side, I'd rather switch games. Was never what it's nigga. Just don't be no mission, nigga. Right here on the churches, nigga. The crystal nigga, how you want it. You can get spiritual physics, nigga. Home was the color, get so bring me with you. No affiliation when you see us, make a difference with us. No affiliation when you see us, don't be different. No affiliation, so nothing you can't kick it with us. The wrong person, color, get spring me with you.
Yeah. Know what time it is? Just let the Hebrews speak. I'm Captain Card. I'm around holding it down for General Isaac Young in the school with priest and officer. Done my young. Pay your tithes. Make sure you pay your tithes. You understand? It's 10% of every increase you learn. 10% is to go to the priests and prophets of the Most High. You understand? And guess what? You ain't giving it to no horse. We're not paying the strippers rent. You understand? We out here building, black people building schools all over the world. Once again, shout out to the brothers out there in California, man. Miss y'all brothers, man. Hope y'all had a good time out there like I know y'all did. I'll see y'all next time. We got a question from Kali. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Kali Clearasusi. You know, sorry for the last name. Kali Klaharasusi. All right. They have a question. Before we get into that question, you understand, I want to pull up this article, the article we have, you understand, on the white man making racial slurs in a meeting that was about building roads. You understand? A black man came and gave a presentation in the meeting, and a white man made a racial remark. And we're gonna read this article and show you the racial remark that he said. All right, then we're gonna get into these questions. All right, so Kali Kalarusi, I'm sorry if I'm messing your last name up. You understand? Bear with us after I get into this article. I'm gonna answer your questions, all right? All right, it's the one with the governor official. You know what I'm talking about? Governor official who said, I don't want to give it to you.
I have that story.
Here you go. Read it right here.
Okay.
On my phone. Here you go. Read it right there. Read the title and everything. Come on with it.
Governor official who said whites are master race.
A governor official. You understand? Is in a meeting, a public meeting, which means public people can swear. Yeah. In a public meeting where public people can come to, and he said that whites are what?
A master race.
That they are a master race. That's what he said. You understand? In this public meeting. Read some more.
Common sir. A master race that must go. Kansas City Governor Jeff Collier has called on a White County official to resign after the official said at a public meeting that he belongs to the master race.
So they want this official to resign because he in the meeting and he go and say that white people are a master race. It's a public meeting, and you're gonna read more in the article that in this meeting it didn't have nothing to do with race. It didn't have nothing to do with the political tension between black and white people. Nothing. You're gonna see what it was about. Read.
Leavenworth County Commissioner.
Leavenworth, that's in Texas, ain't it?
Oh, no, it's in Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. See, all them Leavenworths and Fort Worths, I've been thinking that's Texas, where them good old redneck devils at. It's in Kansas. That's close. Go ahead.
Leavenworth County Commissioner Lewis Cliff cited the master race.
He said he belonged to a master race. Said white people are the master race. Go ahead.
The Nazi ideology of Aryan supremacy.
Listen, that's where it comes. That whole terminology of white people being the master race, that comes from Aryan ideology, neo-Nazi ideology, meaning their philosophy. You understand? That's they refer to the white race as the master race in neo-Nazism and in Aryan ideology. Go ahead.
Common sir. At a board meeting Tuesday, while responding to a presentation by a black official.
Now, this black official is giving a presentation, and he said that he belongs to a master race in his response. What was the presentation about? Read on.
Trevisi Pendleton on a road development options.
A what?
On road development options.
What was the presentation on?
On road development options.
Road development options. Options to develop the road. How he can lessen traffic. how you can fix potholes. I don't know what road development obviously is, but goddamn, I can imagine it ain't talking about racial politics. It ain't talking about how white people drive versus black people driving. Road development options, lessening the traffic. You understand? How can we improve the roads? You know what I mean? Development. Well, how can we build bridges? Things like that. That's when I think of road development. But in his response to this presentation that this black brother give about road development, he say, I belong to a master race. What the hell I got to do with anything, W? You answer me that. What the hell I got to do with anything? Donald Trump got these white people, man, on a high horse. He got them on a high horse. It could be about anything. You could be talking about what? Sponges. I'm a master race. I don't need a sponge. You understand? You talking about anything. You understand? You talking about road development. This man, and you talking about road development, he got to show you that, yeah, that was a good presentation, but I'm part of the master race. Ain't got nothing to do with a road, a bridge, a boulevard, nothing. He just wants you to know. That's the pride of the white man, man. That's who you dealing with. Go ahead.
In Tonganoxie, just west of Kansas City.
Go ahead.
Collier, a Republican, says in a statement Saturday that the remark was unacceptable. He says racial and discriminative language have no place in our society.
So of course they trying to clean it up, you understand? Because this white devil, that's why they want him to resign, because it wasn't no reason why he said that. This presentation, he was completely off the mark. He was not on topic, you understand? They saying it's unacceptable, like white people do, they try to clean it up and all that. But imagine the brother, all the schooling that he had to go through, all of the study he had to do to go into that meeting and talk about road development and give his presentation. And then this filthy, simple cracker, this white man say, I'm a part of the master race. What the hell I got to do with anything, huh? You understand? Read on.
Come. And most especially when spoken by someone holding public office.
He hold the public office. This is a governor. You're part of the Ku Klux Klan. You got a Ku Klux Klan member. He don't give a damn about how you could better the roads. What you saying about the roads is better. We built the goddamn roads, first of all. You understand? So we know how to improve them. This brother probably go in and give an outstanding presentation. He's like, yeah, but nigga, I'm in the master race. I'm part of the master race. You know what I mean? They ain't got nothing to do with anything. He hold public office. Think about how many other filthy, nasty devils that hate blacks and Hispanics hold public office. I mean, Donald Trump hold one of the highest positions in public office. You understand? He's the goddamn president. You're going to fill out paperwork at all of these government buildings to keep your house, and you know, got to go talk to them and inquire them, and you trying to do all type of legal things in your home and dealing with your children and school and, you know, everything. These white people are like, I'm part of the master race. Don't give a damn about your little paperwork, about your little presentation. You understand? That's the pride of these devils. Y'all better separate from them bastards quickly.
But
go ahead.
Some members of the county commission also have called on Clip to resign.
So they want him to resign and all that garbage. He still gonna get paid. He's been an old devil for a long time, got a lot of old devil money. So what? You understand? Read on.
Clip, who was appointed to fill a Republican vacancy, told KSHB-TV off camera that his comment was a joke.
So he told him off camera that I was just joking. He think he could do like Donald Trump do. Donald Trump up there on CNN and on national TV showing off, telling jokes, cracking jokes, you understand, being offensive. He think he could do the same thing to black people's face. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you something. That whole Kanye West thing and all of the stupid black people that's wearing them, they call them bagma hats. Man, all you dumb, silly black people, man, this is the reason why they can feel like they can do things like that. Because they gonna spit in your face and you're going to wipe it off and lick it with your fingers. That's all you do. White people don't spit in our face for 400 years, and all you Uncle Tom niggas have done is wiped it off and just and kept on kissing his behind. You understand? That's why when this brother to go give a presentation, this white man said, I'm part of the master race, first of all, and such and such and such and such. I was just joking. He's gonna play with you like that. Say racial slur teams, like, I was just playing, it's all right. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I was just joking. Because of your black leaders now, black people, we looked up at it as a joke. Give me the scripture where the Lord says, ye shall make us jealous of a people that are no people.
Come, sir. Okay, sir.
Because first of all, this devil think he a part of the master race. Let's see what the Lord say about you. How about we do that? Let's see what the Lord say about white people, and then let's see what the Lord say about black people. Since you simple Aryans, y'all know the master race and this and that, you think we clown slaves and all of that garbage. Let's see what the Lord think about you. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy.
They moved the Lord to jealousy. You simple, stupid black people wearing them goddamn Make America Great Again hats are silly. Right? You silly, running around here, wanna be like Kanye West and, you know, make a stand. You was dumb and a fool. You provoking the Lord to jealousy, all you shrimp cocktail dipping Christians, man. Right? Provoking the Lord to jealousy, loving white people. Go ahead.
With that which is not the Most High.
It's not the Most High. All of the things you do in America, everything that American society push on you, all the belief systems they push on you, all the holidays like this filthy Thanksgiving, where you about to stuff your belly over the bones of your Native American Indian brothers. That is not of the Lord. That is not the feast day of the Lord. You provoking the Lord to jealousy, just like a woman to provoke her husband to jealousy after she go sleep with another man. After she be a whore. Making the Lord jealous. Go ahead.
They have provoked me to anger.
To anger. Go ahead.
With their vanities.
Vanity, it don't mean nothing. Make America great again. What the hell does it mean? Nothing. What do it mean? It don't mean a goddamn thing. You the master race. What the hell does that got to do with this goddamn presentation? Nothing. What you believe is vanity. It don't mean nothing. Go ahead.
And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people.
Move us to jealousy with those that are not a people. We jealous of what the white man has. That's why you wearing your little stupid red magma hat. You jealous. You want to be like him. You want his woman. You want his car. You want his life. You understand? But you want the life of a people that the Lord said they are not a people. They no people. They ain't got no culture. They ain't got no customs. They ain't got no inheritance. They think they're the master race. God said that they are no people. They not a people. The Lord don't give a damn about them. The apocrypha, the Lord said they like spittle. They're from the drop of a bucket. You a master race. You ain't nothing to the Lord. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. You ain't worth a drop of a bucket. That governor ain't worth nothing to the Most High. But because of the pride of the white man, and he and his rulership, and how much black people just kiss the behind of white people, no matter what they do, he can say what he wants. I guess he would feel like the master race. Read on.
I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
A foolish nation. That's what the Lord think about you, Mr. Governor. You're a foolish nation. How foolish can it be for you to say a racial remark like that in a meeting that's not even the tone of the meeting? It ain't got nothing to do with race. It's about streets and highways. This white man still got to prove to you that he's your master. When the Lord said, he said what?
Come. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
You're a foolish nation. You're a fool. Ain't no master race. You're a fool. The whole white race is a race of fools.
Right.
For you to think that you police can murder blacks and Hispanics, and you can kill our brothers on the border and celebrate your filthy Thanksgiving over the bones and spit in the face of our brothers on the reservations and think that God is going to let you get away with it. You're a fool. You understand? And I was going to pull this scripture, but I'm gonna say it verbatim. I'm going to just paraphrase it. The Lord said, you a foolish nation. The Lord said, we the salt of the earth.
Right.
That's what the God says about us in Spanish and Native American Indians. Meanwhile, you are no people and a foolish nation, and we are the salt of the earth. We are holy and peculiar people, black people. We the ones that build your roads and develop your streets, your street development and your highways and build your goddamn bridges. Us. You ain't no master race. You just a race of filthy devils.
Right.
All right. Any more on that?
Like sir.
No sweat. We can drop that. Now, we got that out. I want to get that out of the way, right? Just real briefly, man. Of course, I know this stupid thing is coming up. I mean, do I have to go into why Thanksgiving is, you know, ridiculous? Black people, you still believe in the pilgrims and the turkeys, huh? Is that what we still be believing in? We still believe in the pilgrims, huh? Brother, Thanksgiving is a satanic holiday, and any black or Hispanic man that celebrates Thanksgiving should be ashamed for being a traitor, for making a feast on the blood of the Native American Indians' bones, man. For you to believe that goddamn fairy tale of pilgrims and Indians coming together to have a goddamn meal in all peace and happiness, where the hell are the Native American Indians at? Where all of them at? Leave it alone. You understand? I'm going to get to this person's questions. You understand? I'm going to get to her questions, all right? First, let's go here. Now, Kali Kalaharusi, sorry for your name, you know what I mean? I'm doing my best with it, all right? Had a question in Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 and 44. And she also, they also had a question on Romans chapter 12, verse 17, which we're going to answer them both. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, I'm not going to assume what y'all, I'm going to just assume by your question that you're a Christian. That's what I'm going to, that's what I'm going to assume. I'm assuming that by your question, you're a Christian and you understand you don't know the Bible. So I'm going to help you out, all right? First of all, just give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 and read.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 43. Ye have heard that it hath been said, that thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy.
Said, you have heard that it's been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies.
Say it again.
Love your enemies.
I understand that you might be a Christian. Read it again.
But I say unto you, love your enemies.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Bless them that curse you.
Bless them that curse you. Go ahead.
Do good to them that hate you.
Oh, Lord. I guess this means we can't hate white people, because that's definitely what you're getting at, ain't it? I can hear it. So, do we love white people? I don't know. Say love our enemies, W. Say love them that curse you. Bless the ones that hate you. Go ahead, read on.
And pray for them which despitefully use you.
Oh, Lord, we got to pray for the ones that despitefully. So not only do we got to get killed by the cops, we got to pray for them when they kill us. When the white people, I guess I've been wrong, Kali Harusi. I guess I was wrong. I guess we should love white people for the evil that they do. I guess. But hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
Come. And persecute you.
We got to pray for the ones that despitefully use us and persecute us. Good night. Oh, man. I think, could it be that we're supposed to love white people up after all of this time? Come on. You know I got you on this one, right? Give me 5 and 1 real quick. We just gonna go to 5 and 1 real fast, just to show you that you gotta pay more attention when you read it. Just pay more attention, Kali. Read.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain.
Who went up into a mountain? Christ went up into a mountain because our King, our Lord, a black man, by the name of Yahawashi. He been doing miracles all over. You understand? He been healing the blind, healing the sick, healing the maimed, healing the lunatic. You understand? And I'm not making this up. It's 2 verses above what we read. All right? Read verse 1 again.
And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain.
And seeing the multitudes and all those people, he had to go up into the mountain. Get himself together. Go ahead.
And when he was set,
and he was what?
Set.
When he was set. When he got himself together, got his mind right. Go ahead.
His disciples came unto him.
His who?
His disciples.
His who?
His disciples.
His who?
Disciples.
His who?
Disciples.
The multitude.
Disciples.
The people.
Disciples.
The who?
Disciples.
His disciples came unto him. Go ahead.
God came unto him. Verse 2. And he opened his mouth and taught them.
He opened his mouth and told who?
Them.
Who?
Them.
Who was the them?
Disciples.
His disciples. Kali. These words in the scripture that you had a question about in 5 and 43 and 44, they written in red. That means Christ speaking. We just read who Christ was speaking to. He's speaking to his disciples. You understand? First of all, he ain't speaking to everybody. He's speaking to the whole world. You understand? He ain't talking to you. All right? He's speaking to his disciples. It says, ye have heard that it's been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. That was in the law. You understand? Verse 44, read verse 44 again.
Verse 44.
Go ahead.
But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you.
Stop right there. Christ talking to his disciples. You understand? He teaching them. Love your enemies. Let me ask you something, Kali. Have you ever been in the black community? Do black people love, let me ask you this. Do black people hate white people and love black people? Or do black people love white people and hate other black people? Let me ask you this, Kali, for 1 second, all right? Let me ask you a question, all right? And see if whoever the hell this is types in, right? Have you ever seen a black man aim to rob a lot of white people? Or in the black community, do black people rob other black people? In the Hispanic community, dealing with molestation and things like that. You understand? And violence. Do they just do it to white people and love their own? Or do they do it their own? The gangs, MS-13, Latin Kings. You understand? Are those gangs dedicated to loving Hispanic people and hating white people? Or do those gangs kill their own and become enemies of each other? What Christ is talking about is the enemies that you have that are your brother. Christ is teaching the disciples how to go out and teach the people how to love each other, how to be brothers. Because I don't know if you've been in the black and Hispanic community, Kyle. Black people hate each other. We kill each other and rob each other every day. Have you heard of rap? Rap is a reflection of what really goes on in the black community.
Right.
Black men have to have guns because other black people want to kill them. You understand? But this ain't talking about the police officer, the white police officer who think he the goddamn master race, who comes in with a title that's supposed to protect and serve a community and maliciously murders an innocent man. We supposed to love him? Is that the enemy that the Christ is talking about? No, it's not. When it says Christ said, love your neighbor and love your enemy, it's talking about your brother. You might not know this, Cotty, because I ain't gonna assume. You understand? But any Christian loves white people. You love white people. So when you hear us say that the white man is the devil, you say you got to love your enemies. Christ said, love your enemies. Christ was talking about the enemies that you have, that's your brother. You don't know what it's like growing up and having beef with another man to the point where you may have to kill him. This man look like you. Do you know what stops that, Colin? Do you know what will end black on black crime and black on Hispanic crime and Hispanic on Hispanic crime? Huh? By forgiving your enemies. That's your brothers. You forgive the white man for slavery. This ain't talking about slavery. We have scriptures in here that the Lord says what to do if a nation leads you into captivity. This is talking about your neighbor that becomes your enemy.
Right.
Your brother that's your enemy. You got to forgive him so you can be brothers. Let me ask you something. Are you telling me that the Native Americans are just supposed to love you for Thanksgiving? After you slaughtered 77 million of them? And I'm not saying you, I'm not sure if you're a white person or not, but you for sure a Christian. Are you saying that our Native American brothers are supposed to continue to hate each other on the reservation because there's an enormous amount of crime and alcoholism and rape on the reservations among Native Americans? But we supposed to love your ass. Huh? Is that what you're saying? The Native Americans, we supposed to celebrate Thanksgiving? Huh? That's what you're telling me? Meanwhile, they kill each other. We supposed to love you. Love the one that hates you. The Native Americans hate each other. They're the ones that need to love each other. But we're not supposed to love white people. That's not what the scripture talking about. This is not what Christ is teaching the disciples. He's teaching the disciples how to go out and teach black people to love black people that hate each other.
Right.
You simple, stupid Christian. Tired of this Christian church, boy. I thought we were supposed to love white people for a second, huh? Hell no, man. Not for no reason. You want to say something?
Like it, sir. I want we get in John where it says, Christ, I give you a new commandment.
Go ahead, pull it, warrior.
Come on, sir.
Pull it up.
John chapter 13, verse 34.
Go ahead.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Verse 35.
Go ahead.
By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
Man, that was an excellent scripture. Cold cut. You understand? This is how you show that you Christ's disciples. Who is Christ talking to? His disciples in chapter 5, in Matthew 5. He's talking to his disciples. How are you a disciple of Christ? By loving each other. Who? Your brother.
Right.
You understand? This ain't talking about loving white people. And let me tell you something. We can't show white people hatred. What power do blacks and Hispanic have to show white people hatred? To actually be racist against white people? Huh? How we can't do it? Realistically, we can't. The white man shows his hatred though. And not to get off the topic, but black people can show their hatred for other black people. They show it all the time.
Right.
You understand? They show it all the time. The violence, the robberies, man. We can go on and on. This ain't just about the white man being the devil. In order to get from underneath white oppression, you got to fix black people. And black people got to love one another. But Carly, if you ever come into the black community and you look around, you will understand that black people don't love black people. Some black people in communities are enemies. I'm talking about straight up enemies. I mean, I got stories that I ain't gonna go into where two men grew up together and become bloodthirsty enemies. I know one uptown DC where this brother's son, they both was in the streets. His son came up in the streets and his son started to try to kill him in the street in the drug war. This is father and son who come up and raised up in the streets. This is his son from out of his rod, from out of his seed, who grew up and now they at war with each other, trying to kill each other. A father and son. This is what Christ said, love thy enemies, man. So that father can love his son again, and that son can love his father. But you know why they ended up fighting each other with them drugs? Because the white man is the devil.
That's right.
You got to understand that first. You understand? Now let's go to Romans 12 and 17, because this also goes along the lines of trying to be Christian and not understanding the Bible, man. That's all. You just don't know what you're talking about. You just don't know what you're talking about. It's all right. Are they typing in? Kali Harusi.
She ain't typing in, sir.
Yeah, I ain't think so. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 12, verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil.
Recompense no man evil to evil. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Said recompense no man evil to evil. Oh, man, I guess we can never pay the white man back for slavery then. Oh, well. Shut the Bible. This has all been a lie. Read on.
Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
Provide things honest in the sight of all men. I mean, come on. You see where they trying to go, right?
Come, sir.
The recompense no man evil for evil. Do black people talk about paying the white man back for slavery? Or in Southside Chicago, do black men go to shoot other black men in retaliation for losing a loved one? That's recompensing evil for evil. What you see going on in Chicago and Oakland.
Come.
You understand? In Florida, where a man loses his loved one and in retaliation, he go to take yours. This ain't talking about recompensing evil for slavery. No, does the Lord say we ought to go kill the white man for slavery?
Right.
The Lord said, vengeance is mine. The Lord's going to deal with the white man for slavery. And he's going to send us to do it. But that's God dealing with him, not us. Molly Kalaharusi, when have you ever heard a prophet or officer in the Israelite school, the UPK, teach blacks and Hispanics to go get guns to recompense the white man for police brutality? Have you ever heard us say that? I ain't think so. We've never said that. We've always told black people to gather themselves together because they're a nation not desired. We say this shit every goddamn Monday.
Right.
You understand? We say those words every Monday. You understand? We never tell black people to recompense the white man for what he's done. We tell you to love your brother. Stop doing the evil that you do. But we do call the white man the devil. Because God calls him the devil. We do say that the white man is going to pay for slavery. We don't say we're going to do it. God is going to do it. Christ is going to do it. And listen, Christ put me in his army. Listen, that ain't got nothing to do with me. The Lord want me to be a soldier. He giving the order to Christ. Christ gave the order to me. Salaki, what you want me to do? In the day that Christ returned to this earth, the men that he chose to go to war and to hunt with him, that's the Lord's doing. I ain't God. But before he returns, we don't teach no man to deal with the white man. We tell him to separate from the white man. That's not evil.
Right.
That's not evil at all. That's honest. That's an honest thing in the sights of people. Are we telling, read the scripture again, huh?
Come, sir. Romans chapter 12, verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil.
We out there on the street corners, we say we're not telling no black people to harm any white people. But there are white people killing other white people. Good night. There's white people going to shoot up colleges everywhere. Ain't no black people doing it. We ain't teaching black people to do it. We ain't telling no black man to go shoot up a college.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And if I may, sir, we're not asking black people to kill white people. We're asking black people to love one another because our love belongs to one another. It don't belong with the white man. He's taking our love that we need to have for each other.
Right. He's taking our love, and you're absolutely right about that, in that. He's taking our love that we're supposed to give to one another and giving it to him, and we remain enemies with each other.
Right.
Well, he is our enemy. And he continue to use that love and abuse that love to despitefully use it and persecute us. But we continue to love him and kill one another.
Right.
Do you see how, Colin, do you see how this is? You starting to understand. Recompense no man evil for evil. God is going to do something to him. And let me tell you something. The white man going into slavery is not evil. It's righteous, man.
Right.
It's righteous. That's not evil. The white man paying for what the police are doing to us, that's not evil. It ain't evil for white people to die for addicting blacks and Hispanics to drugs That's not evil for them to pay for that. That's righteous, man. It's righteous that they pay for it. And we go out on the streets and we teach about it. And that's an honest and good thing. Read the rest of the scripture.
Come, sir. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
We provide things honest. We don't go out in the streets and lie about white people done to us. We tell the truth. We being honest. The scripture just cut you. That's like, you know, you in there, you playing with a sharp knife. You silly Christians is like playing with a sharp knife. You tossing out scriptures and you cutting yourself. You need a box of Band-Aids. You understand? We provide things honest in the sight of all men, man. When we teach you about the truth, when you see the 666 on Caesar Borgia, that's the truth. Because that's not what Christ looked like.
Right.
Jesus Christ was a black man. We provide things honest in the sight of all men. All men. Not only our people, but all the other nations. We don't tell black people to kill no nations of people for the evil that they've done to us, for the oppressions that they do to us. And the things we speak about are the truth. And they honest and they good. They good. So now what? Now what? Now that you know that we're not supposed to love white people ever. You understand? And that the judgment that the Lord got coming for them, it ain't evil. It ain't evil at all. Because God is not evil. God is righteous. Them fires in California are righteous. That's recompense from God. But when I go and try to get vengeance on my own from a brother who has despitefully and persecuted me, doing what? Robbing me. So what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go get my gun and go seek to take revenge on him. That's what the Lord talking about here. Don't recompense evil for evil. I can't take vengeance on my own and go get it from a brother. If a brother wronged me, man, wronged me, disrespected me, I can't pull up on him and smack him with a pistol. I can't do that. That's record because he may have wronged me. He did me evil, but I can't go do evil to him because he's my brother. And not only that, the white man oppresses us and he has power over us. And the curse that the Lord put on him, I still can't touch the white man, even if it's right. Right now, I got to fix myself. Right now, I got to fix my people. We can't take vengeance on no white man. That's not what this is talking about, man. What time is it, Rob?
12:09, sir.
Listen, man, we the Israelite school of UPK. You understand? This is Let the Hebrew Speak. I'm Captain Akkad Abraham. I'm in here with Officer Thumma Young. General Hobbs be back next week, top of the morning. Already know, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. This Let the Hebrew Speak, man. Shalom.